Hi everyone, and welcome to your next real conversation lesson with me, your teacher, Chris. Today, our topic is going to be food, which is one of my favorite things, and I hope it's one of your favorite things. Food is one of those topics that's very common when we do conversation starter practice in ESL and language learning. Why? Because everyone loves food. Everyone has a special place in their heart for food. So it makes it much easier to talk about. Now, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. And if you like my video lessons, I would love it if you would hit the like button and share these videos with your friends because it helps me teach more people and it also helps the channel grow. So, let's get started with our lesson. Remember, I will give you the question. I will ask you the question, and then I will give you some time to answer me back. Then I will answer the questions at the very end of the video with how I would answer them, what I would say. Remember to write your answers in the comments below the video. I will correct them as I'm correcting them now with many of the comments on the other videos as well right now. I'm getting lots of comments, which is awesome. But write your comment, and that way I can correct it for you and you can watch the video again. It's very important. Watch it again and use the new corrected answer with the natural grammar, with the natural way of answering the question. And this will help you improve your fluency and also see the patterns that come in building sentences to answer questions. So let's get started. Question number 1. What is your favorite food and why? Good. What food comes from your country? What is it famous for? Interesting. How do you feel when you eat food? Me too, usually. What foods do you dislike? Why? Why don't you like them? And the last question is, where do you usually get your food from? Perfect. Now it's my chance to answer the questions how I would. Remember, write your answers in the comments down below and I will correct them for you and make them sound more natural. So question number 1. What is your favorite food and why? I'm not supposed to eat it, but I absolutely love pizza. So that's definitely one of my favorite foods. But recently, one of my new favorite foods would be crab. I love to have crab in many different ways, like steamed crab or fried crab. I had an amazing chili fried crab last time I was in Manila, and absolutely delicious. So my original favorite food will always be pizza, but right now I just love seafood, fresh crab. What food comes from your country? Well, I'm from America, and America is huge. So it's difficult to say, but basically most of the corn and the rice in the world comes from America. Oranges from Florida and California. Apples. America has lots of apple trees in the northern parts. America is also one of the biggest producers of blueberries. I know because my home state of Michigan has lots of blueberries, and even here in Korea, if I buy a container of blueberries, it says from Michigan, which is kind of cool. Other foods. Wow, America is one of the breadbaskets of the world, so we produce a lot of food and sell it to other countries. So a lot of food comes from America. How do you feel when you eat food? Long ago, whenever I felt sad, I would eat food and it made me feel much better. Nowadays, I'm in a much better place mentally. So when I eat food that I make, I don't really feel anything. It's just something that I need to do. When I eat food that someone special to me makes, like my wife or my mother, I feel much better inside. I have this emotional connection with food made from someone that you care about, someone that you love. So when I eat their food, I'm always happy. I'm always more satisfied with what I ate, and I usually eat more because of that feeling, and they're great cooks. What foods do you dislike? And why? There are not many foods that I dislike because I'm an adventurous eater. I like to try new things when I travel to different countries. But there is one thing that comes to mind that I've had in Korea, and it's called hongo. And it is, the caption probably won't be able to spell that, but it's Hongo, hongo. It is a hard food to eat. It has a terrible smell. It is fermented skate, which is a type of fish. And they cut off the flesh and let it ferment in the sun. And it develops a very pungent, strong, terrible smell that seems to go into the meat. Now, does it taste bad? No, not really. What my issue is the smell is offensive, but I can get past that if the food is delicious, similar to durian or something like that. If the food tastes good, I can ignore the smell, but something about hongo is terrible because in it has the soft bone of the fish. It's called cartilage. And I do not like cartilage. I don't like the sound when I bite into food. That crunchy, sort of soft, kind of hard. That is my least favorite food so far. And it's not about the smell, it's not the taste, it's that cartilage that's all through it. Can't stand it. Where do you usually get food from? I usually get my food from the restaurants around here. I have very little time, so I go to convenience type stores, which is probably why I still have a belly. But they have very healthy selections. It's just I don't eat correctly, I guess. But I get a lot of my food from the convenience stores because of my lifestyle. I have very little time. But if I did have time, I prefer to buy my food, my fruits and my vegetables and my meats from the local markets, the local vendors, especially the small farmers that sell their vegetables on the sides of the roads and things of that nature. Because I like to support the small farmer and the independent business person, but they're also just very good, honest people, and I like to give them my money instead of giving it to a supermarket or something like that. Okay, now remember, sorry, my allergies are still very bad. Remember that when you answer these questions again in the comments section, don't copy what I said. Copy the style that I answer the question in, the flow. Try and emulate, try and copy some of the patterns that I use to answer the questions, but use your own words. That's very important. Develop your own style, the way you like to naturally answer a question. And your answers will be so much better because they sound natural for you. It doesn't sound like you are copying someone else. And if you like this lesson, hit the like button, and I'll see you for our next real conversation lesson. Goodbye.